everybody. We're so glad to be with you all. It's been a little bit of a break, but we're back. We're back. You're back with the Elijah Sisters on the Elijah Sisters podcast, and we are excited to get into our show. Have you missed us? We sure have missed you. This is Leah, Chantilly, and Angelique. Shani and Angie, how have you been?
I've been good. I already realized we was gone so long. I was like, oh, we haven't done one of
I
these in a
know.
while.
It's been 3 months since our Christmas show. So a lot has happened.
hmm
Let's catch up real quick. Since we've been gone, do you know what all has happened in 3 months, listeners? Well, Angelique has had another year around the sun since we've been gone. So let's say happy birthday to Angelique. Her birthday was in January. How was your birthday, Angelique?
It was wonderful. I took time off and I just was chilling.
Right. So you're 21.
Sure am.
I was like, think you just gonna lie to the listeners like that, but that's all right.
Everybody got to be
Okay.
business.
All right. Angelique's birthday was January the 12th, and we all enjoyed celebrating with her because so many of us live in different places. She had a virtual birthday party, and it was the coolest thing.
It
And
was so
so we got to
fun.
see Chantilly and her girls, and me and my daughter and our mom had a well, the intention was a Barbie party. But Barbie was hating on us, or I don't know if it was Barbie, if it was HBO Max was hating on us. So
They said, not today, son.
but everybody came dressed up in pink nonetheless, and we got to just chat and have fun and watch videos and talk, and maybe that was the best thing ever, just to be together. And so we had a great time in celebrating Angelique. And so from that, more has happened since we've been together. So I no longer live in South Carolina. I have moved to Greeley, Colorado. So I now live not in the South, but I live in the West. And it is my first time living so far from our family. And not only did I move, but I got married. So uh, I am now Leah Elijah Lyle, and I'm happily married. So I've been married actually now for a month. I got married Valentine's Day. So a lot has happened. And just like Angelique, I had a virtual wedding
Yeah.
because I didn't hear everybody. So it allowed me to be near my parents, my sisters, my children. That was important to me. So let me tell you, there's something too. That if the pandemic didn't teach us anything, it taught us a new way to gather with our family and friends without the high cost of airlines and
hmm
travel tickets.
hmm Sure did.
And so
You can make it. You can make it work.
you can make it do what it do. Let me tell you. All
Yep.
you need is the cost of your Zoom account. And
And
so,
somebody present to help people that don't understand how Zoom works.
okay, you can find somebody, or your Google Meet, or whatever else you may need
Something.
to work, or Facebook if you got to, you can get it done.
Yes.
So I'm so thankful for my awesome husband, and at some point you all will meet him. But so a whole lot has happened. Ain't nobody had no babies, but
No. Yeah.
we've all expanded, we've all increased in our businesses, grown as entrepreneurs. And so you'll see that as this year started. So we didn't get to come back at the beginning of the year because um, last year ended with us being so busy doing so much. You know what? We just had to take a break in this first quarter.
Yeah.
And so
I think
thank
it was
you all for
needed.
allowing us. Thank you for allowing us to do that. And so now we're back with a boom. And so while we've been doing our thing, it seemed like so much has been happening in the world. So let's just get into it, right? So the Academy Awards just happened. Did you guys watch the Oscars this past weekend?
No, I didn't. Shh, don't tell nobody. It did legitimately slip my mind, and then you brought it up again, and then I forgot again to watch it.
I live in a house with a media person, so there's not much that gets by me anymore. But I did see some of it. I didn't watch it. I watched the Grammys. I didn't watch the Academies, but I did see the highlights. So shout out to Oppenheimer. So we kind of already knew that was going to do well, but it's
I'm not surprised. Like I heard about that,
God.
and I wasn't even looking at stuff for that because it was just everywhere. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
It was on my to watch list, but now, and I'm usually not moved by what sweeps the Academies. Is I'm just kind of like, no one can make me watch what I don't want to watch. But now I'm really like, I really want to watch that.
Yeah, because I've seen some stuff sweep, and I'm like,
I'm good.
I
Actually,
guess.
you made me not want to watch it.
That's the one. All right.
But I truly want to watch Oppenheimer, and I intend to watch it in the very near future. And it looked like some movies when they win, I'm thinking who voted? I don't, but it looked like it deserved to win for sure.
Yeah, that legitimate real people in the real world I heard talking about that, not just like industry people, like just regular everyday people was talking about how good it was. So.
Yes.
I'm gonna check it out.
Let me just say this. Kudos to Robert Downey Jr. When you can be in the industry for 50 years and finally get your Oscar.
Really?
Okay.
That brother been waiting.
You know what? He's a testament to just hold on. Your change will come.
I think Oppenheimer's on, is it Peacock or Paramount? It's one of them is on
Peacock. I think it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
I really want to give a big shout out to Divine Joy Randolph. Unfortunately, the Oscars are still white, but one of the few Black people who won. I really want to say this from my heart. Divine Joy, what I saw the Holdovers, and she won for Best Supporting Actress in the Holdovers. The moment I saw it, she blew me away. She was phenomenal. And all this award season, she's been going up against Danielle Brooks from Color Purple. And don't get me wrong, Danielle did an amazing job, but Divine Joy she brought something to the Holdovers. And when I saw the previews for the Holdovers, initially I was just kind of like, I don't know. But I saw a clip with her in it, and it just absolutely sold me. And truthfully, it's one of those movies that you ever seen a movie where it's really not a lot of people in it. The cast is really the crux of the movie is really three people. It's really characters that drive the bulk of the movie. And she did an amazing job. So she made me proud. She made me proud as a Black woman. She made me proud as a plus size woman. She's made me proud as the actress she is. And she has an incredible resume, but if you did see the Holdovers, you probably remember her from Dolomite Is My Name.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember that. I loved her in that.
Oh, okay. And so she just deserved it. But when she gave her speech and she said, I always wanted to be different, and now I realize I just needed to be myself. Thank you for seeing me. That baby made me cry. She cried, they cried, I cried. It was just beautiful. So shout out to her. Shout out to Cord Jefferson, the director for American Fiction, who won for Best Adapted Screenplay. Whenever people of color are winning, we're all winning. And American Fiction is another movie that I definitely, absolutely want to see. That's got Sterling K. In it. It's got not Tashina, Erica Alexander in it. Yeah, it's got my peoples in it. Okay. And of course Jeffrey Wright. Just about anything he's in, he nails. So I definitely intend to see that, and that's on MGM. I don't ever think about that app, but I guess for the little 7-day preview that trial that you get,
I can't get no more previews. Because I try. There's nothing really on there regularly that makes me want to watch MGM.
No,
Plus.
I guess I don't want to tell people my secrets, but I'll figure it out. Anyway,
something will occur. Something will occur.
We'll get it. Okay. So Maya, the singer Maya, is back. I don't know if y'all knew that because I'm sure you knew it because I know y'all following Maya. I know you've been waiting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Every step.
Yep. I on all her socials, everything. I get updates, all that.
So she dropped a new single on Valentine's Day called "Anytime," and I listened to it to say I listened to it, and yeah, I listened to it.
And you listened to
it. My ears heard it, and my brain processed it.
And her Spotify went up by 1. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I haven't heard it.
You didn't heard it?
I didn't.
If she's not dancing, I don't want to see it. I'm sorry.
She's not dancing.
It's
it's not a slow song, but it's not a song that you're like, ooh, Maya's back. Oh my God. I can't wait till the album drop. It's not that.
Do y'all remember Maya in the Moulin Rouge song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what? When I listened to this single, do you know what I did? I immediately went all the way and looked for the Rugrats song. Like that was like her best work. And
for real.
And out of fairness, because I just don't listen to her. I was like, okay, it'll list like her top stuff. And so I listened to Make Me Say Whoa, and I was like, oh, I can't believe I used to like that song. It's not.
Because she was dancing. She's a really good choreographer and a good dancer.
Will not ever take it away from her from that. But like, it's just her voice is. It's not even like her voice is bad. It's like so. The sound of it is just. It don't do.
I think it's
much
she's
for me.
Teen Poppy for real. She's teen pop.
And she's got to be in her 40s by now. And she pretty much sounds the same.
Yeah, well, I'm almost in my 50s, so she ain't for me.
But I'm just saying, her voice, it sounds the same. Like, it sounds...
That's why I went to the Rugrats song. That's
give me, like,
for me.
If she had gave me a good old dance bop, I might have checked it out. Checked it out.
Because Case of the X was everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Dancing had a whole dance break. She needs lots of dancing and dance breaks.
And like when I go back, like she's an artist that's like when I first heard people talking about her like badly, I was like trying to defend, and I was like I had to go pause and actually think about what songs of hers I heard my actual favorites of hers, and it was like, they were all dance songs.
Let me tell you where an artist where they are. When she was in the latest, the reboot or the remake or the reimagination of House Party, when she was in that movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Thank you. Okay. Where she and
I had no plans to see it.
Wait.
Right. Who asked for it?
Listen.
Listen, I was that bored that day that I was too lazy to pick up the remote on Tubi to let it turn. On Tubi when the movie goes off and you have like that 30 seconds when it rolls over to a new movie.
Yeah.
It just came on, and I was just like, I just don't feel like getting the remote, and it came on. So I was watching it.
I probably would have scrounged up some energy for that. No! Boo! I had no plans to see. I had no, like when it was announced, I was like, no, thank you. I don't want it.
There's like maybe 3 pockets of okayness in the movie. Anyway, my point is, he has a cameo, a slight storyline where the guy's like liking her. And I couldn't even believe they wrote that in the movie, that this guy is like liking her in 2023. Like, serious? Like,
she still look good.
He was like, and so she shows up at the house party and he's like all about it. But I'm like, this is where your career is. She didn't sing, she didn't dance, she just showed up.
Oh, she was in a Tubi reboot? Oh no, Maya.
She does still look good though.
No, that's not. Oh, no, she does.
The movie was in the theaters,
but
for a minute. When it ended up streaming, you went to Tubi.
Tubi, yeah. It's not a good sign if your movie goes from
That's
to
how
Tubi.
well it did in theaters.
And I'm like, LeBron, this is your word. I need you to not ever touch a movie again.
I don't know why they did it because, well, first of all, I know I never wanted to watch it because the House Party movies aren't that good anyways. Like, I like the first one. I remember seeing the first one, and a lot of me liking that is nostalgia because that movie wasn't that great. But like when they started putting out a bunch of sequels, I was like,
when
I don't need
the third one, and it was immature.
I was like, what are you doing? What are y'all doing? It's like just kept making them, and it was like the same storyline from the first one. So it just was like, who was requesting this to happen? Never. Like, it really didn't need to be rebooted because I'm like, they've made 50,000 sequels. You could have just said this was another sequel, and it probably would have done better. Like, it did not need to be rebooted.
You could have just replayed the ones that they replayed at least 3 times a year anyway.
But I'm saying they could have just said this was another sequel, and they probably would have done better. But like this does not need a reboot. This franchise, and I use that term loosely, does not need a reboot.
And again, LeBron, you could have found something else to do with your money and your time.
See, we still upset you about what you did to the other movie you was in. You, LeBron, you getting loose. You getting loose in the streets. You getting loose in the streets.
That's the movie that I won't watch. That I'm like, nope.
And it wasn't even that bad, but it was a movie that was like, I didn't need it. I didn't.
Jam meant something to me.
I didn't need it.
So
I didn't.
So Todrick Hall has decided. He did a big announcement on YouTube about 2 weeks ago, and anytime that his alerts come up, my world stops, and I have to stop. I don't care if I'm washing dishes, I'm driving my car, if I'm taking a shower.
What Todrick about?
I would feel him in my sleep. He would wake me up. So I watched it, and he goes into how he used to be a theater kid and how that changed his life. And so he's created 3 soundtracks that can be used for schools and theaters, specifically for young kids, based off his love for musicals. So he's taken Cinderella, Wizard of Oz, of course, because that's his biggest love. And I forget what the third one is. So he's already released Cinderella Rock and Oz the Musical, with new songs that anybody can take with his permission.
I think he redid that too.
Huh?
Was it Beauty and the Beast, the third one?
It may be Beauty and the Beast, but that's not on the spot. It's not out yet. I think that's the other one he's working on. So I listened to Cinderella Rock. It honestly didn't impress me, but it is rocky, and that's just not really my genre. But I actually like Oz the Musical, and if I was still really working and directing with young people, I would use quite a few of those songs. But I laughed because I thought he's really saying, y'all gonna stop doing Straight Outta Oz and performing my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you something to work with. So, but he's always thinking about, honoring his past and how to work with young people. He's forever gonna be a Disney kid, I think, in his heart. Yeah. So I think they're all really good and high quality. So I say listen to them. Lastly, before we get into why we're here for our topic today, while we're talking about the Beyonce effect, Beyonce let us know earlier this week that officially the name of Renaissance 2 is Cowboy Carter. And I think that is a phenomenal name for the album title. So we know that Renaissance is in 3 parts. We know we got the first part of Renaissance. So this is 2. So the first one was disco and basically house music. The second one is country. So the speculation is third should be rock or will be rock. But we don't really know. Some people are saying gospel. Some people are speculating that we've heard rock, we've heard gospel. The other one that I think is I've been filling out on the internet that could possibly be will be her returning back to R&B. I think that's the last thing she's going to do.
Yeah, I would believe rock. I would believe rap before I believe R&B.
Right. But if anything, she is definitely one to have a surprise. So I think we just won't know until we know. Because I sure wouldn't have guessed. To be quite honest, I would not have guessed she would have done the Afrocentric, the Black is King to the degree that she did. I would not have guessed the house music till it came out, and honestly would have never guessed country. If you just would have asking a guest.
Yeah,
so we won't know till we know, and I think that's the greatest thing about her. If you are looking to purchase any merchandise from the website, you are out of luck because everything Cowboy Carter is already sold out.
Yep. It surely is.
And I was actually going to get me a little t-shirt.
Only reason I did because I was like, there's no size on this shirt, so I was like, nah, nope, no. Because I looked at it, I was like, if I'm just pinning to my tie, because I'm like, this shirt looks stylish.
There's probably going to be more than one iteration of things.
Yeah,
but we'll just wait because she's a stylist herself. So, so we'll wait and see. And that being said, let's jump into the topic of the Beyonce effect and what in the world has happened to the world since February 11th. It seemed like everybody lost their minds. So much has happened. So much. Some good things, some interesting things. I don't want to say some bad things. I think things that have been very, very thought-provoking. But so much has happened since those two singles dropped on February 11th. So first of all, on February 11th, she dropped her two singles. Did you all watch the Super Bowl or see the initial commercial?
I saw some commercials, but I didn't watch the actual Super Bowl.
Oh, the halftime.
So did you all see the Verizon commercial? You saw the Verizon commercial?
Hers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw that.
So when I saw the Verizon, my first thought was, I can't remember last time I saw her in a commercial, period.
Thank you. That's what I was like. I'm sorry. I'm seeing Beyonce doing, first of all, her just speaking in a commercial. I just was like, I can't, my brain couldn't, what? She doesn't do these things.
I was actually kind of like laid down and I was dozing off. And I sat up because I was just like, wait, what?
That threw me off because I just was like, what? Like, I don't even know.
Her and Britney been in the commercial.
It's been, and I'm like, I haven't heard her just talk.
And that was where everybody was like, she ain't talked that much since Destiny's Child.
I was like, what is happening?
And she was just, that was a lot of dialogue for her. So
it really was.
So there was, for me, when I initially watched the commercial, just because I do marketing and branding, and I know Chantilly does, there was a couple things that I automatically was like, she's trying to tell us something. So the first thing I saw was the lemonade stand, and and it wasn't just lemonade stand; it was her standing there with that. And so I was just like, she either wants us to remember that album, or she's saying something about that album. So there was that. And it was the constant smashing things and breaking things. I was like, she's talking about breaking records. To me, that was obvious. And then when she said, okay, drop the new music, I was like, oh, what? I immediately went to Spotify because I was like, should I tell me some music there? Because I don't even care about this darn game at the moment. And much as I love Usher, I didn't even think about him. So,
well, it came up on my, because I follow, of course, I'm subscribed to her on YouTube, and I rang the bell. So that popped up immediately on my timeline. It was like Beyonce. I was like, wait, whoa. Why am I seeing Beyonce music? What? What? I was like, oh yeah, Usher. I'll watch him later. Beyonce's in my face right now.
I did see Usher.
I did watch him, but he wasn't
beyond. Okay, we can talk about that later. That was one probably, well, numbers wise, that was the best halftime performance in history. And I believe it because, oh my gosh. Yeah. But when that came up, I didn't even do anything else. I had to watch both videos for those singles. Yes. And when I first saw it, well, let me go back. At the Grammys when she had the cowboy gear on, again, knowing her, I was like, that's a different look for her.
Because she's never dressed like that. Like,
no.
That's
and
not.
For Blue Ivy. But I know her well enough to know there's a message here for something. It didn't make sense, but I knew I'd know later. So once I saw the album, I was like, oh, she was letting us know the album was coming out. So that made sense. And I even got why she didn't do the Tina Turner tribute, because that would have been counterproductive. Because her focus is on what's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she had done that a couple times before, I think she would have done it if she wasn't about to release new music. Me personally, but that's another conversation. I can't talk about the person who really did do it. I didn't like it. I didn't.
Yeah, but we all saw her do her Tina Turner tribute already. Because I watched just about every single video they posted about the Renaissance on her tour. Mm-hmm. So she was already doing it every night.
Really?
Well, I seen her do it all the way back in 2000.
Right.
When she did it with Tina Turner. So
yes.
Like
she already did what she was gonna do. Y'all go back and look it up. Go back and look it up. It's on the internet.
So I would love to know your thoughts about 16 Candles and Texas Hold'em. Like, what did you think about it when you first heard
it? I don't know why, but Texas Hold'em really reminded me. It don't sound like video phone at all, but it really reminded me of that for some reason. With Lady Gaga.
Okay.
I don't know why though, because it don't sound like it at all.
It doesn't.
But that's Texas Hold'em. I thought was cute. I really like Texas Hold'em. But right. 16 Candles, it took me through some things. It took me through some things, like seriously. Yeah. That one really told the story. You know how country songs tell stories. Yeah. That one, it really told a story for me.
When you said it reminded you of us growing up in Texas, I was like, you know what? I saw 714 Allen Street and 210 Barber Street, and I'm telling all our business.
Really?
We don't live there no more.
All right. Go harass them people that live there now. But
sneaking and listening to the radio, listening to that secular music.
Right.
With your ear all close to it. We used to stand outside our bedroom's door talking about, can you hear it now? Can you hear it? Right. Stand outside the door. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? All right, we good.
Right.
Yeah, but living in Texas, hearing that country music all the time, and just the songs, even then, as young as we were, the stories that they tell, it's like it took you to another place. And that's what 16 Candles reminded me of. And then she was talking about her childhood, and I was remembering my childhood.
Right. And that's when people started attacking her for like, where'd she get off doing country music? And I was like, what part of she from Houston are you lost on?
You know y'all both keep calling it 16 Candles.
Carriages.
Right.
Yeah, 16 carriages.
I'm just like, she is from Houston, Texas.
She really is. And then some people argue, well, she ain't lived there in a while. Okay, I ain't lived in Texas for a while either, but get me enough, relaxing pound enough, it's gonna slip out.
You see what I'm saying?
She still sounds like she lives there.
Thank you.
I said that to a friend of mine, and I said, if you really listen to her, she still has that Texas twang when she talks.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, y'all, people like, she doesn't have an accent. Are you gonna talk about when she's singing? Because if we're gonna talk about how people don't have an accent when they're singing, yes, because I can hear Adele's accent in every song she sings.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I can't.
or right.
Like,
how long was it before you knew Idris Elba was from England?
First, if y'all heard, I was like, I'm sorry, what? What is coming out of your mouth right now, sir? When do you have that accent? Is it real? I don't believe it's real. I was like, I never knew. But I'm like,
Or if you watch the show All American, that boy is from England, and now that blew me away.
There's so many people. If you get the training, you won't hear it.
Right.
But I'm like, she does have like when she's actually speaking, not singing. You should never count what you hear singing. But
right.
You actually hear her speaking, like the what's the Coachella, the scene she was talking to that, you hear it. If you look up clips of her talking about stuff she wants for her shows when she's talking to her crew, you hear it. The few interviews she's done, you hear like it's there. She just doesn't talk a lot.
But she started putting her accent in her songs, like Bow Down. And like she started like just putting it in there. Like, look.
What's the one? Is it Countdown when she says Houston, Texas, baby? She definitely hear when she says that.
Yeah.
She does. Yeah. She gonna say Houston, Texas. She gonna say H-Town. She gonna say it's gonna be in a song. It's going to be in a song. And she very much still supports Houston.
When you say she hasn't been here in a long time, again, like when she was younger, you absolutely heard that you could tell, you could hear that southern accent. Like when you're removed from a place. But I said to one of my friends the other day, I was like, people gonna make me start claiming Texas. I'm gonna text it in a minute because like we did live there for 6 years, and when we lived there, people said all of us had a southern accent.
Mine just stuck.
Did you start it off young?
Yeah, I was like 2. But I'm like, y'all are assuming nobody told her to. Well, her and Kelly, because Kelly's from there too. They told them not to minimize their accent. Y'all assuming a whole lot about the industry that is very possible you hadn't heard it because she was told not to let people hear it.
I've heard that people try to tell people not to get their accents out, their country accent.
Unless they're a country singer, and she wasn't. So,
and actually,
you started hearing it again when she had the status to be like, I can do what I want. Y'all can't tell me to do no more.
Linguistics coaches will tell you, and actors and actresses say Southern accents are the hardest to even cover because of the way that they are.
Yep.
So
you can still hear it in Britney Spears too.
Oh my gosh! Oof! Yes. that I don't think she ever could have got rid of her.
Yeah, she's deep. So that's not an accent. That's when you have a drawl.
Yep. Because her whole family sounds like that, but we're not gonna discuss her family.
Yeah.
But her whole family sounds like that. Like that's for real them. So, but yeah.
Yeah, 16 Carriages is just absolutely beautiful, and I hope that
oh my God,
a lot more songs are like that on the album. I saw earlier this week that it looks like she does a cover of Jolene, and I can't wait to hear that.
Jolene is one of my favorite songs.
I love me some Jolene now.
If Dolly is on that song,
I would be surprised. I would be surprised if she's not. I would be so surprised.
Is because the what I saw, Dolly was just saying, I believe that she covered it, and I'm happy about it. But then that could be a work.
Who knows?
Right. That could be a work. Now, if that's Dolly and Beyonce, I'm gonna need a brown paper bag. Like
what? Shoot. I'd be like, I just need just a low dose of something just let me. Can I just tell you, do y'all just have a low dose of something? I just need it for today. I just need to relax for today.
I just need to check into the ER just so I can listen to the song.
Thomas, you need help? Not yet. Give me about 4 minutes.
Just watch me, y'all. Just watch me.
Thomas, some occurring after 4 minutes. Now, don't if it's happening during the song, don't touch me. But after the song ends, just make sure the song starts over and go ahead.
Just hook the IV up. Just hook the IV up. I'm gonna need it.
And make sure it's on repeat. Is it on repeat? Is it still on repeat? All right. Man, but if both of them in it, I'm gonna like it regardless because I like the Pentatonix version.
What I can see happening is Beyonce recording it and Beyonce doing a remix with Dolly.
So many options.
And then what? Okay, remember that song on Renaissance when she was shouting out everybody? Didn't she mention Dolly on that?
She may have.
She's possible. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I would imagine that she's gonna do a whole new list of country artists. For sure.
So I'm just excited about it because I'm excited. I'm just excited about it. I'm excited about the whole album.
Yeah. I know it. It's the 29th.
I know, girl. I
tell
know.
you, I'm gonna be awake at midnight.
What? Oh, her spot. That's on her YouTube and Spotify. Oh, you Spotify on the phone, YouTube on TV. Just refreshing. Like it's gonna come. Just give me a minute. It's coming. It's almost here.
So within 24 hours of release, this is the beginning of the Beyonce effect. Spotify reported the following data. The Texan Hold'em's first day of streaming was 4,501,529 streams just within 24 hours for that one single. It was the third largest debut day for any song on Spotify's platform. 16 Carriages had a first day of streaming of 2,036,530 streams. That was just within 24 hours.
What? She can, I mean, and this is her without, she don't have to promote. She don't do nothing. She just drop music.
And you know, a lot of the streams was hate streams too.
Oh yeah,
True.
But they still count.
That's all right. She got the numbers. Count. Okay.
That's why people I really. That's what I really don't like. I don't watch and I don't interact. I'm like, if you watch, you kind of defeating the purpose. I can't stand them. Okay, well then don't. You listen to it. You still helping.
Yeah, I hate them. Let me break down everything I hate about them.
Okay. You do that.
So, currently, 16 Carriages has been streamed over 20 million times, and Texan Hold'em has been streamed over 145 million times to date.
Wow.
And I think 16 Carriages would definitely be streamed more, but Texas Hold'em has got the people who are streaming it because of all the challenges, the dance challenges, and
that's
the
what with that.
So it's just getting more time. But it'll pick up once the album drops for sure. So
and her more upbeat songs always get more play at first, anyways.
But all of her music and different and singles got more airtime once these two singles dropped. It affected everything, like just from the Verizon commercial and the Lemonade stand viewpoint. Lemonade album got 1 million streams within 24 hours. Like people was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that album. I forgot about that album." Just for standing in front of a lemonade stand. So I think she gave people a master class in marketing.
Yep.
That I think we just really need to stop and think about. Like, how can we better market and brand? And that's what I've just been also meditating and thinking about, right?
Because in the beginning of the I didn't realize it at first, but in the beginning of the commercial, they was playing her new song. And at the end, she said, "You won't break my soul." So she was basically selling two.
Yeah.
Well, three, because Lemonade too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said from the Grammys with the cowboy stuff on, she doesn't do anything just to do it. Everything with her is intentional. Everything. And I think because when she didn't go up on the stage and everybody made a big deal at the Grammy, I don't know if y'all was following it. So when Jay-Z got his Lifetime Achievement Award and he asked her to go up on the stage and she said, "No, take Blue Ivy." Like you could see the interaction on the floor. People was like, "What kind of wife don't go up with a husband and push the baby up there?" Number one, that's not uncommon. And she's been on plenty of stages. I don't think that was wrong to say, take Blue, let her experience that. She been doing that since she was a child. But if you're intentional and conscious about, what the next few weeks are about to be, she didn't want to overexpose herself because she knew she's the queen of those surprise drops and those sudden drops. She doesn't need to be all over everywhere. So she didn't need to be on that stage. It was enough, first of all, for her to even be at the Grammys. They don't show up at awards like that no more.
No.
Right.
I don't know when the last time they did.
When Trevor Noah even said Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to be here, I was like, oh.
Since when? What? What they up
They
to?
didn't. They wasn't there early. They showed up for his award, and they left after his award. So I even think that she was just like, she didn't need to be up there for that. Everything she does is intentional. She thinks about it. and people just stay in their business so very much.
I'm like, I think they were okay. I think he was fine.
You think
she
her
was
feelings was hurt? You
fine.
think she didn't sleep that night?
I think everybody was okay.
Well, what's funny to me
You
is
think she did an
saying-
Ambien that night? Like she couldn't
No.
sleep? She was
No.
she was in the comments.
She was well rested.
when, what was funny was like Jay-Z was like, I don't know. It was funny that he said he didn't want to embarrass Beyonce, and then they cut to Beyonce looking extremely embarrassed. That was funny.
I think
she still is very
she's
much a private person, so it's like she.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that because I saw people make such a big deal about that, and I just think because both of you all have are far more introverted than me, and I think after 2 years people have figured that out. I think anything would have embarrassed her. She just don't like attention outside of when she's on the stage, and she says that in the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, that's why she created Sasha Fierce. Like, if she don't have to be seen, she don't want to be seen. Yeah. So, and I think when people were saying he didn't, he shouldn't have said that. Well, he didn't. He's being him, and he wasn't wrong for being her husband, and he wasn't wrong for what he said. Mm-hmm. So, and they've been together long enough. It's like our parents. They've been together long enough. They're good with being individuals. She wasn't mad at him. She was going to be her, and he was going to be him. If he would have pulled her up on stage when she was clearly saying,
no, then that would have been a problem.
That would have been something else.
Yeah, that would have been a problem. I'd have been like, "Yo, no, dude, no, that."
Or if he'd have been like, "Beyonce, go ahead, stand up for the people." They'd have been like, "Really?
Nah,
when we get to the house, we gonna have this house."
No, but like him just pointing at, I'm like, and really, if you actually are a fan of her, it's like well, him saying that he knew the reaction he was gonna get when he said it.
Yeah, that's why he kept on moving. And his point wasn't just about her. That was my other thing I don't even want to get into that sideline. But his statement wasn't solely about her. But anyway, so Renaissance 2, like I said, debuts on March 29th, and as we know, it's going to be country.
I think I'm gonna have some. I think I'm gonna have some lemonade for that. Just
country. I was thinking
that night.
I don't know, and now I'm so here for it. I just can't even wait. I just seriously can't. So there's been a lot of conversation about Black people singing country music. The conversation is mostly about the fact that Black people are not country, and I think that is hilarious that people even feel like they have the right to have this conversation.
Really.
And the belief is that we have no place in country music, that it's not our genre. Again, pure comedy.
It is hilarious.
Think that you have the right to speak upon it. Because if you say that, then we should be telling you all that you don't have a place in gospel music or choir music.
Or R&B. Or hip-hop.
Or rap.
Like, I mean...
Okay.
I don't think y'all like that conversation, so what are you talking about right now?
Okay, but you get butthurt if we do that. So anyway, because then it's all music. Music belongs to everybody when we tell you that. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, well, the music belongs to all people. See how that sounds?
So I guess my first question is, how do you all feel when people, especially in the last few weeks, have been making that statement? How does that make you feel? What is your opinion about that?
I think it's really ridiculous. I just think it's a ridiculous statement. Like, even if there wasn't history there, it's just a ridiculous statement. I feel as long as somebody is coming into that genre of music, like, respectfully and not just trying to get money from that type of sound. Like, I feel something like, I don't want somebody to go and become rock because they think they can get paid for it, but then when they kind of done with it, they go, now I'm doing R&B, now I'm doing pop. I don't like those people necessarily either. But like, if you come into it with like in a sincere way, being like, I'm going to do country music because I like country music, I have a connection to country music, I really want to do that, I don't think it's a problem. But also, I think some people, it's just pure racism. And as my girl says, call a thing a thing. Like, we can sit here and go back and forth about it all day with some people, but like, it's because you're racist. It's racism. Even if you don't want to admit it, even if you honestly think you're not being that way, that's why. That's what your issue is. That's what your issue is. You can sit here and I don't even know what else to say with it. Because why else would you have an issue with black people being in country music? What other reason? What other reason? That makes sense. That's a good reason and not an excuse. It's not. So that's when I first started hearing it. I just was like, oh, okay. That's what it is. And I just was like, you can't tell me, you can't make me believe it's something different. You just can't. That's my opinion, though. You know, somebody else might think something different.
Johnny, how do you feel?
What was the question? How do I feel about what was the exact question again?
How do you feel about people saying that we don't belong in country music or that it's not our genre?
Oh, okay. This made me think about when Eminem came out. And people were calling him like the new Elvis and things like that.
And Vanilla Ice.
No, that did not make me think about Vanilla Ice.
No, I said people were calling him the Vanilla Ice. Good God, no, that makes me think about. I said people were calling Eminem. Yeah.
Vanilla Ice is something totally different.
Yeah, no. I did not say it made me think of Vanilla Ice. Nothing makes me think about Vanilla Ice in this conversation.
Right.
That's a whole other conversation.
But I feel like, okay, so music is creative self-expression, and so to limit, to have someone who has gifts and talents, and just say because you're not a certain race, you can't express your gifts and talents in this way, and to a lot of people that would be blocking their creativity, because like with Beyonce, she's done so much. If she kept putting out the same type of music over and over and over, nobody would want to hear it.
No, like if she just kept doing pop and R&B, people would be like, okay,
right, all right, I heard it. Okay, yeah. But this is exciting. This is new. And like, so like, what if we didn't have Eminem? And I used to love Eminem and listen because he's really a lyricist. Like,
he really is
a real lyricist. You can't take that from him because he's white.
No.
He's not a singer. Like what other way could he have expressed himself? So to put people in boxes because of their race, that's real messed up. I mean, put aside how the music originated, okay? Because I know people have arguments of how it originated. Are we really going to put people in boxes because of their race? And that's not fair. And that's how I feel about it. What if we didn't have, Eminem? Then we wouldn't have had the Monster song with me. And I love that song, but yeah, that's how I feel about it. You can't put people in boxes like that because of how you think things originated. Because life is going to keep going on and going on and going on.
Yeah. And I'm like, even if you want to get, like, and if you start getting to the conversation about how something originated, well, then we really would only probably pretty much have black people and people of color making music.
Right.
So, like, I mean, so you want to, like, you don't really want to have that conversation because it's going to start excluding a lot of people from a lot of music. So I'm like, that's like, I get why people are having that argument, which I'm just like, really, just those debates don't go anywhere, especially online. Just don't. But like, there shouldn't be a reason we have to prove why it's okay for black people to do country music. It's okay for them to do country music because it's okay for them to do country music. That's the reason.
Right.
It doesn't matter about the history. Doesn't matter who did it first. In this context, it matters historically. You need to know your roots. But that's not the argument. Isn't we have to prove why we should be here, able to sing country music? Like, who cares? I don't care who sings it. If you want to do it, as long as you're sincere about it. Don't do cash grab music. That's all I care about. Because I don't even like a lot of the new country music because it's not great. Like, and that's mostly white people. Like, because it's like, it sounds like pop music. It does. like y'all putting y'all country music on pop stations, So like, just do what you do. Make the music. Somebody's gonna want it. Some people not. I don't think Beyonce making a country album is gonna stop all other country artists from making any music ever. Like, I don't know why you that scared. Like, what are you worried about? She's gonna drop Act 2 and all the other country artists gonna retire. Like, what do you think is about to actually happen? It's gonna be like, oh, she put out a country album. So all these other country people, they probably gonna be putting them out this month. What? But, yeah, it's just, I think it's silliness. It's silliness and a mess. It's a mess.
It's a horrible mess. So do you think this conversation is I guess you all have said it, is exposing prejudice and racism amongst people?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
Do you remember did you see when Beyonce did what's that song, Daddy Lessons, live?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. That was horrible.
And Dixie Chicks got their own backlash they had to work through too. So that was perfect for them to do it together.
I'm talking about some of the faces. When they scanned the audience.
Yeah.
That was horrible. And they said people walked out. It was horrible. Why?
Thank you.
Why? I think it's two reasons. I think it's two things. One, because she's black, and two, country has like Christian connections, and Christians have been calling her like basically the devil for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's twofold. Because they had a problem when she sang with Michelle when they did Say Yes live. They had a problem with that. So it's been, and she's so famous and a woman, and people just hate that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's bringing out.
It's showing people's tail.
It's bringing it out.
Yeah. Yes, it is like the people. It is funny when I see people try to act like that's not what they're saying. It's like you probably should look over what you just said. Right. You look back over what you just said. What you just said was racist and sexist.
When it's white artists, black people like, oh my God, she's singing like Adele. When I heard her before I saw her. I thought she was a black woman.
Thank you.
But when everybody saw her, nobody was like, oh no, I'm not listening to her no more. And that's been like with a lot of artists, black people for the most part. And I know it's some people that have problems, and I've heard it. Like I just said with Eminem and things like that. I've heard it. But for the most part, when you come and do music that people consider mostly in quote unquote black music, black artists, or not black artists, but black people
consumers
that listen to the music, they accept that.
Yeah, because as long as it's genuine, as long as we can tell it's genuine, and you're not putting on black sense, you're not playing with us in our faces. As long as we can tell it's genuine, we're gonna be like, oh, okay. Because a lot of people thought Sam Smith was black for a while too. Because I first heard, and I was like, that's not a black dude. This is a gay British man. I was mistaken. This is a gay white British man. I was like, okay. Continue singing. It's a lot of British white artists that be coming outside of real black. And then I'm like, what? What is happening? But as I say, as long as you come in genuine, we will have way more respect than if you played in our
Sam
face.
Smith was black for sure.
Yes, because I was like the same thing like what Adele, like Shani said. I heard him before I saw him. So I heard him and then I saw him and I was like, that's not what I thought I heard. That's not.
Right. Right. Not at all.
And that's when he started like losing weight a little bit too. So I was like, I was not. My brain was like, oh, it's this black dude. This is a new black dude. Oop. Not even a little bit. Not even kinda, because he's extremely pale. Okay. Yes, not even close. I was just like, But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing. Is like I can tell Beyonce is genuinely doing country music. I can tell she's coming from it. She's genuinely doing it. That's what I said. Like, I think as a person, Kid Rock. Outside of all the other things I can't stand about him as a person, my issue with him when it comes to music is, oh, you was fine being Mr. Hip Hop till you didn't kind of really want to do that no more. When you got to a certain point, now you doing rock, and you only do rock, and it's like, okay, but you got where you were.
They don't take no showers.
No, you got where you were playing in our sandbox, getting paid, getting notoriety, notoriety, all this stuff blowing up. But then you was like, nah, I'm done with y'all. I'm gonna be all the way racist and homophobic and transphobic and sexist and a horrible, disgusting person over here doing rock. And it's like, goodbye. That's what'll bother me. When it's like, you really didn't have a love for that, because you would have switched up like that if you did. But I'm like, the real issue with Beyonce, folks don't want to say, is that they try to skate around. A lot of people try to skate around it, is because she's a woman, she's successful, and she's black. That's the issue. And I'll be way more respectful of people that just said, I can't stand she doing country, this black successful woman is doing country. I would not like you, but I would have way more respect than all this tap dancing people is doing, acting like that's not their issue.
Right. When you look at the comments and then you see these people talking about, this is disgusting, like disgusting.
That's what you want to use? You know what disgusting means?
You don't like it, but where you get disgusting from?
Really? Like, it's people that I've seen say she's putting on an accent in the songs, and I'm like, again, this is how I know you don't know nothing about her. Like, what are y'all talking about? She's putting on an accent? Is she really? That's the statement you want to make? That's why it's disrespectful, because she's putting on an accent? Okay. You precious one. It's like, thank you. Like, it's so many people, when you see the stuff they say, I'm just like, that's like trying to disgusting and offensive, and I'm like, what planet are y'all on? You are offended. You are offended by 2 songs. You do know other country music still exists. Like, she didn't erase country music from existence, dropping 2 singles a month ago. Like, it still exists. If you don't like it, just listen to other people you do like. It's people that's y'all trying not to, y'all going doing everything you can not to say what your real issue is, but y'all sound crazy. Disgusting. Okay.
So when we stop, I think part of the problem with people's opinions feeling like we haven't been there, you don't have a right, this bristling up that we see, all these things comes from, I think we're looking at 2 things. Number one is they feel like you haven't been there, and I think you can't judge by what you don't see. So if you say, well, you haven't been there, you can't go by who you don't see at award shows, who you don't see at the Opry, even who you don't hear has a hit single. You can't be upset if we just haven't been invited to the party.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that we haven't been recording, doesn't mean that we haven't been singing or just been there. But when we speak on and you all made great statements about prejudice and all these things, and I think back to, like Chantilly said, that with Daddy Lessons, and you think back, like, that wasn't that long ago. That was not even 15 whole years ago.
No.
Or maybe right at 15 years, and how much has changed since then. And keep in mind, these chicks was in their own hot water as well.
Yeah. So that's what I'm like, I think it was a double dose of why people was upset.
So I think even though I'm asking our as people's prejudice being exposed, I think a bigger question maybe is, are we seeing prejudice? Are we seeing ignorance? Because when people are saying, well, we just haven't seen you, maybe you just don't know some things. So is it prejudice? Is it ignorance? Or is it refusal to change?
It's probably some of everything.
Mm-hmm. Because normally, because you can kind of tell when somebody is just speaking from an ignorant place, as opposed to a hateful, which is the only thing you can say prejudice is a hateful place. So you can tell, like growing up, I'll use that. Growing up, we were on the road. We went to mostly white churches when we would travel. And the questions you would hear, you knew the difference. You know the difference between somebody just have not been exposed to black people for real. So they would ask questions that was like, "Woo, don't ask other people this. Do not phrase it like that. Don't say this no more. This is extremely offensive when you asking stuff about our hair or you're asking certain questions. You know this is coming from ignorance. This is coming from just ignorance." Or the guy on that was the show that used to be on MTV, Real World.
Oh yeah.
The guy that became the Miz, when he was talking to the girl, but you could tell it was. If you didn't know, he would sound racist. But because of how we grew up, I was like, this is just sad and ignorant. He needed somebody to just answer his questions and not attack him. Because he was like, there weren't black people where I grew up. I wasn't really around the ones that were there. I don't know these things. So he would ask stuff that was like, ooh, yikes. But he didn't know how to ask.
Right. And they were so mad at him, her and the black guy in the house. But that was Real World Chicago. And so they were Chicagoans, and there's no way that you could think like this, but because we grew up, I was like, oh, it's possible.
Oh yeah, because you could tell it was how and what he was asking was you could tell it was just ignorance, because he was asking something that was like, you probably shouldn't say this, but first of all, who else was he gonna ask? Other white people?
He said he'd never seen black people till he moved into that house. He was like 18, 19 then.
Yeah.
That was believable. But it's also how he was asking. He was asking like a child asks.
Yes. That's why I was like, you could tell the difference. So like when people it's certain people that are saying things about Beyonce's, music, whatever, I can tell when I'm seeing somebody saying something from ignorance, and they're like, if they say something about black people not being, you can tell it's just you might not realize how many black country artists are around today, male, female, other. You legit might not know. But it's a difference between the people that it's just like, no, you just don't want us there. You can tell the difference, because like even when you're saying that we weren't invited, what's the guy, Garth Brooks? That was, even though it wasn't black people, I remember when he turned down the award because he kept winning for years in a row. He kept winning. And he was like, there's other people out. There's other people. There's new artists. I should not be the only one constantly winning this award. And I'm like, when somebody has to do that, if a white artist has to say that about other white artists, you think black folks would just get invited to be at the CMAs? If he had to say that about other upcoming younger artists, newer artists, they weren't inviting a bunch of black country music singers. They just weren't. They sure enough weren't about to give us no awards. So I'm saying it's a mix. Like Shine said, it's a mix, but you can tell if you're looking at what's being said which one it is out of all three. If it's a mix of 1, 2, or 3, or all three, you can tell. You can just tell. And refusal to change, I think, is kind of all of it. It's gonna cover all of them. Because they want to see what they want to see when it comes to country music. They have an idea about it, and they want it to stay that way. Which is sad, but if you're used to only seeing a bunch of good old boys or a certain type of female country singer, that's what you're going to want to see. You ain't going to see something else. You want to see the Rebas and the Dollies and the... Nothing against none of those people. I'm just saying, if that's what you're used to seeing, you don't want to mix the pot.
So I think the only way that we can be progressive and embracing like this change with Beyonce and the many other African American artists in country, because I think it's also important to, as much as I am a diehard member of the Beehive and love Beyonce,
of course,
she is making I don't even want to say crossover, but she's embracing country music. But there are country artists that is strictly their genre and who they are. And I think those are the ones we definitely want to acknowledge and applaud. And those who have broken down walls and broken down barriers, so she can do this. And we have to make sure so I think it's important to know our history, and I think we can only be progressive going forward if we understand the past, and which is why the racism and the ignorance and the foolishness is so prevalent, because it's not enough speaking about the history and the roots of country music, where it's coming from, like even the beginning instruments of country music, the banjos and the fiddles, those came from Africa.
Yep.
And if we don't speak about that, I just hate to hurt people's little feelings. They didn't come from they come from Tennessee and Kentucky.
No.
I just hate to tell y'all.
I hate to break it to you.
I just really hate to be the one to do that for you.
Hate to hurt your little fifis.
But if you're not aware, then you'll keep making mistakes, and you'll keep passing down mistakes and spreading horrible misinformation, but so here's the list of some of our great country artists, because I think it's important for us to know. So these are male and female. I know it's Women's History Month, but it ain't gonna hurt you to know, hear a man's name, you won't die.
No, we're not gonna. I'm not gonna be no longer a woman if you say a man's name. Oh my gosh, a woman is going.
No, of course. I don't think everybody's heard the name Charlie Pride, and he's considered the first first African American artist in country music, and he had 29 number one hit singles. Like, that's a lot. I don't care what genre you in.
Really?
I don't care if you can rock, hip hop, pop, whatever it is. That's a lot. And he's very honored and respected. Now, I'm gonna tell you, now as much as white folks may be racist, now they love us from Charlie Pride now.
Really?
They're stupid now. And so we definitely have to thank him. Cowboy Troy was known for his innovative blend of country and hip hop. Cowboy Troy is one of the pioneers of what we call hip hop subgenre. His music combines traditional country and instrumentation with rap vocals, creating the distinctive sound. Cleve Francis is a country music singer-songwriter who gained the attention in the 1980s and early 1990s. His smooth voice and heartfelt lyrics earned him a loyal fan base and several charting singles. These people I wasn't really aware of, but just listen to sometime. Rhiannon Giddens, while perhaps better known for her work in folk and Americana. Now, folk and country can sometimes blend.
But they are different.
But it is sometimes it's important to know the difference. So a lot of times a folk artist will switch over to country, and you'll find that often. So Rhiannon did get into country at some point, and did a lot of work with the Carolina Chocolate Drops, which is one of the first. That is one of the first country groups from back in the early 1900s. Was the Carolina Chocolate Drops. So look them up.
Okay. As a name, yes. You'll remember it.
Mickey Guyton is one of the most contemporary country artists and influential contemporary country artists that we have to date, who's been making waves in the genre with her powerful vocals and honest songwriting. I love me some Mickey Guyton, let me tell you.
The songs I've heard from her are very good.
Gosh, I'm gonna tell you one of the reasons I love her is that she's bold enough to deal with issues of race and identity, womanhood, the LGBTQ. I can't go into my other letters and numbers.
Just say plus. Just say plus. Just do the plus.
Because for everybody.
Ooh. They started adding more, and I was like, I'm gonna just plus it.
I get nervous.
Because I was like, I don't remember all those.
I love everybody. But she stands for the whole community. But really, her songs about race and pride and being black as a country singer makes me so proud that she embraces her hair. I was looking at several of her videos that she'll wear her natural hair so many times. That is boldness. She's done it on the Opry stage, the CMAs. I mean, she's just like, you gonna take me as I am, period. And so I just think she's phenomenal. Valerie June is another amazing artist. She's done country, blues, folk, and gospel. So she's not exclusively a country artist, but she has a very soulful voice and rootsy sound that has resonated with Americana and country music artists. DeFord Bailey is one of the earlier country artists. Odetta is one of the earlier country artists. We forget Ray Charles recorded country songs.
Yeah.
And he did, and he was good at it. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, she was a blues singer, but she also did country. We forget Mr. Hootie and the Blowfish switched to country.
Yes.
Darius Rucker.
Yeah, he been doing just fine over there.
He's been living in country land. Stoney Edwards, Adia Victoria, Kane Brown. Kane Brown was one of the first artists I remember seeing, because he's biracial, who that they embraced. Probably, I remember seeing about 10 years ago. And he's got like a twang to his voice, and he's really, really amazing. Like, I really enjoy his songs. Yola is one of the newer artists. Reese Palmer, I love her. She's one of the newer artists. Don Flemings. Aaron Neville is not one of my favorite artists.
No, I've tried.
He goes in the archives.
He's in the archives. He's in the
I can
archives.
think about him without thinking about Peter Griffin.
Oh my gosh.
You remember that episode
when they kept doing this? Yes.
Megaphone.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so funny, because it was like, he does sound like that. Yeah, that's like
he's country. I didn't know he was country.
He did a lot of country. Yeah,
but he wasn't strictly country.
Jimmy Allen, he is incredible. I love his music. He's one of the newer artists. And Linda Martell was considered the first Black woman to make country charts. And we actually put her music on our social media, our Facebook page. I love her voice and her sound, and she's still alive at 82 years old.
Okay. And
she recorded in 1970. So, the walls that these people broke down, it wasn't that very long ago. But they did it. And so we appreciate them. So please, if you, and some of these people I will continue to post on especially the females, on our social media throughout the rest of this month. As we prepare for Cowboy Carter, we will continue to give notice to the other females who paved the way. I think it's just necessary. But Linda Martell has a beautiful, awesome voice and story. So I think it's just awesome. So I just want to make sure that we acknowledge some of the other people who put in the work and in the time. So make sure you go to the Elijah Sisters on our Facebook and take a listen. Go ahead. All right. So the next question I have for you is, how do you feel about the direct attack on Beyonce, and why do you think this is happening specifically to Beyonce Tina Knowles Carter?
I think people are tired of her being so darn successful.
Yep.
Well, there you have it.
Really?
They're
I think people are sick of it.
Why is she burning everybody's biscuits?
Because she's in her 40s.
Yep.
She's a black person. She's a black woman. And she's been too successful for too doggone long.
Yep.
Well,
she shouldn't be in her 40s, still looking good, still sounding good. Sounding not good, but better than she always sounds better. Every time she comes back, she always sounds better. Mm-hmm. It's just all those things. I feel that people are just tired of, they're waiting for her to fall, waiting for her to fail. And
in every possible way.
Yeah, and when she doesn't, it's like, okay, well, they try to tear her down more because nobody else, who else have we seen be so consistent? Like, it's artists that we always love, no matter what, but to consistently be on top,
no. People
are sick of it.
Because you notice right when she released the singles, there was an attack on her marriage. Mm-hmm. And I was just like...
Everybody was saying they was about to get divorced.
Right. They weren't living together.
Let's back up. It wasn't everybody. It was Jason Lee.
Oh, his old...
Go ahead.
We'll call her bitter baby mama.
You said it was who?
Jason Lee.
That's who started
Hollywood Unlocked. Well, he gonna try to threaten Beyonce because he wanted Kelly Rowland on the show. I'm like, I don't think that's the right way to do it.
And well, he was really mad because all the people in the community that she supported and shouted out during Renaissance, he wasn't one of them.
Oh no!
Right, but he
was like, he spent $40,000 on tickets or whatever. Well, that was your money you spent.
Thank you. She didn't ask you.
How does he know that she knows that was him? He did that, and like, but did she ask you to do that? Like,
but I looked at some.
Does he think he's the only one though who did that?
I think he was just jealous because T.S. Madison and some other people that was his friends and stuff, and he was just like, there's so many other, people in the community that like he felt like there should have been like this bigger. It just boiled down to me that she didn't use you. She didn't use you as a caller. She don't
want to be connected to that boy in any way.
Thank you. Because I saw some other videos from years ago where you tried to speak to her. It's public where she
she was literally running away from his behind.
Right. You're messy. And this is like, he's gotten better over the years, but like your history is and he's even said that, like, I have to live with the stuff I've done in the past. You're right. And there's some people that's never going to deal with you because of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm like, Beyonce purposely does not attach her name to extremely messy people for a reason.
Ask Kelly. Ask Miss Milkshake.
She like, no, you ain't about to put your funk on me.
That was gone within 24 hours. I was
She said what? Okay.
Gone. Can't even find that version of Mo.
Can't find it nowhere. She scrubbed the internet.
I said, well, good Lord.
Get it out of here.
I was like, oh, that's your problem. All right.
She went in people's houses and got the stuff off their strip. Your laptop.
I know. I thought I downloaded.
Let me see your downloads.
That was a file not found. What the Beyonce? Get on my computer. Nah,
she got money.
See, that thing disappeared. You could not.
I went looking for it, and I was like, what?
And I said, unless you did download it, that version does not exist. It does not exist anywhere.
And you better not play it either.
I think the people that would have downloaded it probably ain't, because they like, nah, dude.
Afraid she gonna show up at your door.
No.
With that bat.
Really. And a glass of lemonade.
Okay.
Come on, who the F do you think I am?
Or worse, show up with Solange. I ain't gonna touch you.
Right.
Baby sis got you.
She ready. She is locked and loaded. Nope.
But you don't believe she's from Houston. You know Solange from Houston.
She should.
For real. She got the flying fist and hands.
Sure.
The flying fist and feet. Fist and feet.
Man, I watched that video so many times. I said, good Lord. That little piece of woman.
but I agree with Chantilly. Like people are just
Yeah.
so jealous, and it's saddening to me because if you look at what she's done, all she's ever done is put other people on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She's never. I can see if she's trying to be an island unto herself, and she's trying to build her own empire and be her own icon, like we've seen multiple other artists do.
Mm-hmm.
But she's with Renaissance, especially. Well, we go back to Black is King. You saw how many people she promoted and helped and put on. Like that wasn't about her. That was about her dream, but that wasn't about her. That was
No.
so much about her embracing countless other artists. And there was so many other artists that she said I was trying to get to that I couldn't get to in enough time, that she was trying to help, you know, it was about her promoting so many other people and getting their name out. Her name is known.
Thank you. We know
You
we
know,
got that.
Renaissance was so much about she created, she had dancers for years, and this was even the thing, like when she switched her dancers and people was like she was wrong for releasing the dancers she had for years. Well, number one, she's not obligated to have the same dance team for 40,000 years.
No.
So some people switch out their teams for every single tour.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to do something that was something completely different. You don't even know if all those dancers could have even done everything, but that's her prerogative to do whatever the heck it is that she wanted to do. But
Like,
she,
yeah, literally.
because of the message for Renaissance, she chose dancers that fit the message of Renaissance. Okay, yep. Like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
And when
all of her dancers are part of the alphabet community. All of her, she had several plus size dancers. Like
all of those females wasn't females. Hello.
Mm-hmm. Like she very clearly had trans women dancers. She very clearly had gay dancers. Obviously, she had queer dancers. She had non-binary dancers. She had if you in the alphabets, any of the alphabets, you was on that
all
stage.
All of them was up there. Because some of them I follow, and I like when I saw them, I was like, oh, I know, because I definitely knew Honey Belly. I can't say it. You know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I knew her because I watched the show Legendary, and I had seen her team win. Mm-hmm. So, and I just knew what she was trying to do, and then using all the different callers and the different announcers, like she had so many different components that she was trying to embrace everybody and bring them all in. All of the different, the being pro-black, all the different wardrobe people that she used. Every single designer was black, and you know, she just was so intentional. And so I was just like, I just applaud her for so much, and I've heard she's done the exact same thing, at least with the album for Cowboy Carter. Mm-hmm. That it's all country artists, backup artists, musicians. Yeah. And I would assume if she does a tour, it's going to be similar.
Yep. Okay. Can I ask a question? Side note. Yes. Does anyone know the story behind Cow? Like, what hit me the first when I first saw it was like, why Cowboy? Like, is it like dedicated to her sons or to her husband or to another family member? Why did she say cowboy and not cowgirl?
I think she just did. I didn't know. I don't think that was anything.
I don't think it's anything said. Well, I don't think I haven't seen anything said about it.
No.
Why yet? You know, eventually
we'll know.
We'll know.
I'm pretty sure the Beehive is investigating. We'll find out.
For real. That's new. The CIA need to hire the Beehive.
She doesn't speak about Sir a whole lot publicly, so I don't think that she would have a lot. And I know the speculation why, but I think she think it was just Cowboy, just to say Cowboy. To be quite honest. So I think one of the reasons why I said earlier on, I didn't want to get into like the negative stuff, the commentaries, because I just think that's just not even necessary. But the positive things that have been heard and seen is the conversation about Black artists in country music has gone up. It's come back to the table that we are talking more about how many more Black artists are out there that people wasn't aware of. YouTube has been reporting that there's far more viewership on Black country artists on their streaming platform. Spotify's reported there's been far more streams. I forgot to look up the exact number on kind of Black country artists across the board on their platform. So I think that's great. I've seen just on Facebook people posting about Black country artists, having conversations. Also on YouTube, people having live streams about it. I think anytime that the conversation can be had in a healthy manner, then let's have it. Because let's face it, they sure didn't talk to us about it in school. So then let's have it. That's fine. So considering that the conversation is being had, what do you think the future looks like, and how do you see the conversation evolving?
You talking about just for country?
I would say for country and for music in general.
Yeah, I just see as people doing whatever they want to do. Like, let people do whatever. That's what I was saying in the beginning. Like, music is creative self-expression, and to put people in boxes because of their race is so messed up.
Right.
And I just see people doing whatever they want to do. You see them little white reggae boys that had their little time, their little 15.
Really? Just let people try. Dip the toe in for a minute. Just dip your toe. See what happens.
They had their little, let people do what they want to do.
Right.
Let people do it. It don't matter what race they are. Let them express themselves.
And there's a white country, and me personally, I don't like using terms like white and Black. I don't. We wasn't really raised to do it, but for the sake of this conversation, there's an artist, Jelly Roll. Now, he was a rapper, but he became a country artist. They fully embraced him, and he's good. And like, he was a great rapper, and he's an amazing country artist. So I'm saying, if you can let him cross over or embrace change, then it should be no issue to let Beyonce.
My only thing is just be good at it. Whoever you're doing, just let it be good.
Now, if you're gonna say just be good at it, now here was my issue, and this is just Leah's opinion, and whether it's unpopular opinion or whatever. When you take somebody like Lil Nas X,
oh boy,
careful,
careful. Cause go ahead, cause I already know. Lord.
Go ahead.
let me sip of water.
Go ahead, take some water first. Brace yourself.
To my throat. I didn't think he was great at country. And I don't think he's great at anything he does. I think
except for trolling.
Thank you. I was gonna say I think he's a brand, but I don't even think he's a brand. I think the word I want to use, I don't think is neither Christian or ladylike.
He's very gimmicky. And it's backfiring on him in a big way, because his last singles and stuff is backfiring because now he kind of wants to be more sincere in his music, but because you were so gimmicky and shock value and saying whatever and you didn't care, now people are everything now you put out, people are like tearing it apart, and you gotta apologize, you gotta this what happened. That's what happened when anybody focuses on being a gimmick and being a troll. This is what you set your career up with.
Are a Christian. Nobody wants to hear you. You did the whole thing with you saying you was pregnant. Like, you've done some stuff that people just like, what the heck is your problem?
Yeah, he do too many. He's trolling. He's trolling. I seen him when I saw him do. I thought Old Town Road was cute. Like, I thought
did.
Cute.
Yeah, for what it was.
Listen, and he did it with the right artist. He did it with Billy Ray Cyrus. So it was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
he was cute
listen,
for
he
what
got
it was.
and they, and they was kind of sort of feeling it. I'm gonna be honest. Like they liked it, but they didn't. So, um,
He could have took his career a different direction because it's just after that. I guess I don't know. He pulled
he was a country artist, so I was
many
thinking
stunts.
that he was gonna build off of that. And I was like, okay, let's see. But then he started doing stupid stuff after that. And
A whole bunch of stupid stuff.
Here's where I get the diehard country fans. That's a genre that people like. That's like a religion to them. So, like, oh, you was playing with it. That's not funny.
Yeah. And people was fighting for him too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he gonna switch up and do all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. Because people were fighting. Yeah, people were like, let him. Why can't? And then it's like, that's what I'm saying. And this is not just like any person. Like when I see YouTubers do it, when I see comedians, it is your whole thing is I'm gonna be a gimmicky. I'm gonna be a troll. I'm gonna be doing all this kind of stuff. Well, then when you really want to be serious and sincere, or you want to switch it up, those fans you got doing all that kind of stuff are not gonna be with you because they don't know and nobody knows what you're doing. You're not really gonna grow your base because nobody knows you for real. Like I never got into him. I was like,
especially if you hear him live.
I just never did.
I was never trying to do that. Yeah.
Well, you know how much I like at Saturday Night Live.
So,
yeah.
It was forced upon me.
It was forced. Yes. It's like it's songs of his that I'm not gonna lie. It is songs of his that I have like not went out of my way to listen to, but I was like, that's kind of cool. It's a little catchy.
Right.
But like him as an artist, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just good. And I know a lot of people like to be like, oh, people don't like him because he's gay. I don't care if he's gay.
No, it's not the gay thing.
I don't care if he was sleeping with 5 dudes. Every video he showed it. That was not my issue. I did not care. I did not care what his sexuality was. I cared that he was
but
annoying.
I will say this, because like you said, being gimmicky, and that's really not the word I want to use. That's not the word on my tongue, the tip of my tongue. But I will say
put it in the
chat. Yeah, it's like he just was like he was annoying to me. But
I will say he hasn't even been good to his own community.
No.
Yeah.
Because they defend him, then it's like, well, y'all defending foolishness. Because he's not even really serious about that. So, like, you defended something that he wasn't even serious about. He was just trolling. Like, well, you could have used that word. But, like, it's just like...
I just think he's a tool. I said it now, dude.
It's just like, and my thing is, like, I can't take him serious. I don't take him seriously.
No, who can take him seriously now?
Because it's like what do you really believe? Who is, I don't know his real name. I don't remember his real name.
We don't know what genre of music you are. We don't, because you say you gay, do I believe that? You've lied so much. I believe he's gay.
I believe it's 100% true. But my thing is like, I'm not gonna go that far. I believe he likes men. But I would say, Mike, I don't know.
You're not gonna.
No, stop, sir. We're not playing.
Well, do you
a child.
believe that he would change that around though? If he would, do you believe that he would say he ain't gay no more?
I don't think, honestly, now that I don't believe he would, because now I do know enough about him and what he wasn't acting a plum fool. I don't think he would change that around because he does have actual issues with that. And I'm like, I don't like to even play with people's sexuality. That he gay, I'm gonna let him say he's gay. I'm not gonna argue with him he's gay or not. But when it comes to like what he kind of does with religion, I'm like, nobody knows, because like you did so much saying you didn't care about Christian people and you hated and this and Christian and this and blah 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 when you was doing a little blood in the shoe mess. And then you were laughing about how triggered Christians were and blah blah blah, and you was all this stuff. You was going in and having fun, posting little TikToks about that. Then now you put out this new single he put out where he's Jesus. When I'm just like, whoa, sir.
Man, he does such sacrilegious.
And he's like, the promo for it, he was like, the promo for it, he was eating the sacraments, like just eating them, like just eating like a handful. And it was like he had to apologize because really he apologized to his Christian fan, like, in which I understand. I wouldn't apologize to this random Christians that didn't like you in the first place. That's ridiculous. But he apologized to his Christian fan base because his Christian fan base was like, that's very offensive what you did. Like, the sacraments, that's not just crackers and juice. Like, that's a serious thing. And he was like, that's not what I meant. And I'm like, but the thing is like, what do you mean in what you saying now in your apology? Or is that going to change? Because before, it's like, are you going to change when you put out something? Like, I can't take what it sounds sincere. The words that I'm hearing, you sound like you're meaning your apology. But you sounded like you was sincere and you was laughing at the Christians and saying you was worshiping the devil, you didn't care, but you were putting blood in shoes too. So you can't be mad when people get mad.
Was he like twerking on the devil too in one of his songs?
Yeah, see, that was when he first really got himself in some trouble.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm like, I don't care about in general. Is that express your art, boo boo? I don't have to watch it, so it's not like it's forced upon me. I don't have to engage with your art. But like, you as not the performer in the videos, but I don't know anything about Lil Nas X, like the person. Like, you are so all over the place when you just posting TikToks and tweets. I don't know who can defend you? Why would anybody try? What are you defending? Because he's gonna change and flip, and now he got y'all out here looking stupid.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
like, what Renee was saying. You have to be good, and he's not. His music is. Mm-mm.
Well, that goes back where they said good, and I'm saying sincere. Like, actually be sincere, like, about what you like. Beyonce is clear she's sincere about what she's doing with this country album. It's clear because she's bringing in. She's not just making country songs with her and like Timbaland or something doing beats. She's like legit bringing in real country people to do like the background vocals and the music, and she's really putting effort into making it be like that. But if you playing around, like I said, you playing around in people's faces. Okay, that's not cool for any genre.
Let me ask you about this particular person. We're gonna move on. I'm not trying to bring a bunch of other people into the chat, but
yeah.
I didn't listen to her as a country artist, but I know that she was received by the Country Music Association. I guess it was American Music Association as a country artist. But K. Michelle, now I'm not a K. Michelle fan. I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
No.
Let me just say that. I am not. She can. Let me just say this. I believe she can sing. I was not a big fan. And now one thing that our father taught us was the ability to be able to separate your personal feelings about a person, or that you can respect a person's artistry and not maybe love their catalog of work.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of artists. I'm not their biggest fan, but I can still say they have talent, and that's how I feel about K. Michelle. Like,
you're right.
I don't think she's the greatest singer, but I would never say she doesn't have talent. I just couldn't say that. Because I've heard songs of hers that I was just like, wow, she did that, and that's where we're gonna leave it. Good.
Yeah.
And just her. Sometimes for me, a person's personal character just mires how I can listen to you, and just she's just been in way too much mess and drama for me to sit there and listen to her anything she got to say or sing. But that being said, I just didn't listen to her doing country, but I've heard other people say she was great. So I don't know if you've listened to her or how you felt about that. So do you feel like her crossing over the country was valid?
I don't really see her as crossing over the country because that's what she always wanted to do.
Okay.
And see, I can listen to like her songs because I've never seen the show. I've never seen her show at all. And so she always wanted to do country, and I think that she was told that she had to do other like R&B or something like that. Because I know she started off working with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Right.
I know, right? But anyway,
She still gives him, even recently I saw an interview, she still gives him respect for what he taught her, and she says that.
yeah.
I think, again, you have to be able to separate the wheat from the tares sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So if you hear her voice, like she's extra country, and she did, but she was doing. I know that she was doing like country songs and yodeling and stuff in her concerts, even if it wasn't like on her.
Now I have heard her yodel. Now she can yodel the house down.
As I said, she kept on putting her toe out there to kind of just see what people take. Till she eventually just went ahead and did it.
Yeah. I saw she did. It was a song with Justin Chapman. I didn't write down the name of the song. I think it's called Country Love Song or something like that.
Okay.
And then my note for that was "aight." The song was just all right. I think she would have did better by herself.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was just that song. But yeah. I think that maybe now that Beyonce did this, and I think maybe she's not able to work with the right people to put her voice with the right music. And maybe she'll have more freedom to do that because of this.
Yeah.
I want to believe that, but I will say I know.
See, I never watched the show, so I don't know.
So I was thinking, y'all know the reality show.
I haven't watched it in a while, so I can't. I don't know everything. I haven't seen it in years. Not years, but a while.
I'm gonna say these two perceptions, and I don't believe that everything you do on reality TV is you, but I've seen her on multiple different shows, so I believe that a lot she puts out on reality, unfortunately, is her. And I've read a lot about her and a lot of people who know her. So I've read the people who speak good about her, but unfortunately there's a lot of people who don't have a lot of good to say about her, or that she blows up, that she can, she's a I'll take my ball and go home person. She attacks a lot, that I do believe she's put the work in to be her, and I do believe that, but she's a person who sees herself as a star. You're going to treat me as a star. So when I think of a person like a Beyonce and I think about her, because some people are saying her and K. Michelle should do a duet,
that's gonna happen
together.
You don't like being around men
because Beyonce only works with a certain type of person. I just don't see that. If Beyonce see that, that's up to Beyonce. I personally just don't see it. I don't see that she would be humble enough for that.
Yeah.
But but when I was reading people that was like, well, K. Michelle, she's genuine country and Beyonce's not, that type of stuff I thought was unfair.
Yeah.
You know, K. Michelle put in the work, Beyonce hasn't. You don't know how many years Beyonce was recording country music and we just not hearing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. All artists spend time in the studio with stuff we never hear.
Thank you. Why you think they still putting out Juice WRLD music?
Michael Jackson and Prince, they both said had about 1,000 tracks that we never heard.
They were still putting out Tupac. So I'm like, you think that like what we hear is not like they only record 8 to 12 songs at any given time. Like no. They always record music. It is not even all to play to put on the album. It's just I want to record this. Okay. Just record it.
Sometimes what ends up on an album, you'll hear artists say, I recorded that 5-6 years ago. It just now hit this album. You don't know.
It didn't work for the album I wanted it for. And we waited to. People don't understand.
People don't understand a whole lot. So, I guess my question is, how do you see, with more people being accepted and welcomed, how do you see country music evolving?
I would hope to see it evolve. Not even because I think it's actually more of evolved than it seems. I just want it to be more visibly evolved to where you do start seeing more Black artists at, country awards, and you do start hearing more country artists played on country music stations, and it's not like a big deal. It's just, this is a country artist along with these other country artists. Why wouldn't we play them? Why wouldn't we have them at award shows performing? Why wouldn't we nominate them for awards? Like, I think the country music industry is not as evolved as just
the people themselves.
The average country music consumer, excluding the nutcases that love to post about it on Twitter and stuff. But just like in general. Point,
because when I looked at the Texas Hold'em Dance Challenge, I was floored by the fact that I would suffice to say probably 70% of the people doing the challenge were not African American.
No, and I saw a lot of older white men.
That's what I was like, and a lot of them were older and having a ball. Yeah. Like, I saw one older white guy, he recorded the song like 4 times on his channel. He said, I love this song so much I can't stop dancing to it. He did it in his house one time, then he did it in a different outfit, in 2 different rooms in his house. Then the next one, I saw him outside in his front yard. He was like, I just can't stop dancing to this song. This man would be about 70-something years old, having a ball.
If you're talking about people, like a lot of those people, they like to do line dancing. That song is a line dancing beat. Like, it's that's like that line dancing sound. Yeah. That's why a lot of the people that are doing the dances, they're doing line dance, because that's that sound. That is just boop boop boop. And you get the kicking.
And I'm sure if you go to those clubs that do line dance and they're tearing that song, they are playing that like nobody's business.
What? That's what I said. That's why I was like, I think it's way more evolved than what it seems to be. It is like it's the vocal. It's like what a lot of things. It's the vocal minority, and it makes it look like it's one thing, but it's so like the majority of people are like, we don't care if Beyonce wants to do country music. We actually enjoy that she wants to do country music, and they went on about their life, or they just didn't care at all, and it's like not my thing, and kept eating some Cheerios. Like, they don't like.
But I saw some interviews with several different artists that were asked, how do you feel about Beyonce doing country? Every single person that was asked was like, I love it. Every person said they respect her. Several different female artists was like, it's enough room for everybody. Why would anybody have a problem with it?
Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't understand, like, do y'all think like she's like saying she's a country artist now, and like do y'all think she's gonna stay? It's like they make it seem like she's gonna stay there. Like, she's saying, well, now I'm a country artist, and this is the rest of my music is gonna be country. Like, saw what she did with Renaissance. She's just expressing herself in this way for this album.
But I'm like, even if if for some off the cuff reason she did, who cares? Who cares? It does not affect country music as a whole. It does not. It did not. It will not.
Well, like one of you all just said, it's different styles of country music. I mean, like, watch the CMAs. There's bluegrass. There's just so many different. There's folk. There's America. Like, there's so many different.
And there's country music that sounds straight up like pop songs. Like, it's country music I've heard that they had to tell me that's country music, because I'm like, that's a pop song. What are you talking about?
There's just so many different. Like, when I watch, in fact, because I love to watch the CMAs, but there's the point when they do like the old school. I'm like, okay,
the country music that scares me.
You do like the George Straits and all of them, and I'm like, yeah I'll be back.
Yeah, but
that banjo music scares me. I'm sorry.
Sound like Deliverance.
I don't know.
Yeah. Really? I'm gonna go ahead and run get something to eat. When y'all done, let me know.
I don't feel safe.
No. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, even if she decided to permanently become a country singer, which I highly doubt she's probably to do that.
Right.
But even if she did, what would it really affect? Like, what would it change? Like, what are y'all talking? Like, why are y'all acting like because Beyonce wants to do country music for, it seems like just literally an album? Like, what does that have to do with the landscape of country music at all? Like, I don't, like, y'all are getting worked up like she's freaking the country music version of Thanos. Like, she's gonna put out Act 2 and there's no more country music anymore. But hers. Like, what are y'all mad at? What are y'all excited? Like, what is...
they're so afraid that she's going to make it black, or she's going to change, or she's going to bring or artists. And I'm just like, she doesn't. I agree. She probably would inspire more artists, but probably more artists who already wanted to sing country music.
Thank you.
I feel like now I can.
She would probably, I see, if she changes anything, which she will, because most, and not even just her, influential artists always change something. But all I see her really having a serious, viewable change on is more black women that wanted to sing country, believing that they can now sing country and they don't have to go out and try to sing R&B or pop. They can be like, well, I really just want to do country, and now I see I can do country. I see that's what it would affect. And
I don't even think it's only black women that she would be inspired.
No. But I'm just saying, I see that a direct line from that.
No, because I know for a fact Carrie Underwood loved Beyonce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
if they collaborated, girl. I have to whisper now. Please, I have to whisper.
Say hello, girl. Say hello.
Oh my God. Because I didn't even think about Carrie Underwood. Because all I was thinking about was Dolly Parton.
But Carrie is on.
If Carrie and her, man.
Those two powerhouse voices.
Y'all too loud. I can't even. Because I kept on thinking about When He Cheats.
Oh my gosh.
Girl.
Oh.
Girl.
Oh my God.
Have you heard Carrie
Underwood? Or even Jewel. Like, Jewel does folk music. What if she did a collaboration with Jewel?
And I ain't heard it because I remember they tried to make Jewel pop, and I was like, don't y'all ever do this again. Don't ever do this again.
Carrie Underwood's song, Shawnee, did you hear Carrie Underwood's her single Cry Pretty?
Oh no, I didn't hear that one.
Oh my.
Nah, I'm not trying to be sitting up crying now. What was this girl that you made? I don't know how to say her last name. But she did this song, Remember Her Name, and me and Jayla was watching the video.
Oh, that came up. That came up, but I was like, I can't watch that right now before we record because I said I already know this is about to be deep.
Girl.
I already knew it was about to be deep, so I was like, I'm about to come back to this because I can't.
If that song was 2 seconds longer, I would have been crying.
That goes with what do you tell her? Yeah. What do you tell your daughters?
Because when
she sang that,
I was like, please don't tell me her daddy about to die.
Listen, she did that one at the Opry with Keith Urban.
She ain't playing.
Now Keith Urban, he's equal opportunity. He will sing with some black folks.
Thank you.
He ain't got no problem with no Negroes. Not at all.
You know what other song this made me remember? I don't remember the country person, but it was when Nelly did a country song and everybody was like losing their minds. It was I think it was at the top for a long time. You remember that song?
Oh heck yeah, I love me that song, honey. He did
I can't remember the words.
With Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
And I love him some Tim McGraw. Him and Faithy Hill. Yes.
What if she got Shania Twain on there?
Man.
Back to the ER I go with my IV. Thank you.
Now I will say people online have been calling out some of these ridiculous country people that have been saying, not country people, but country consumers that have been saying they have all this issue with her being in it, and they was like, okay, but what are y'all favorite country artists is Australian? So what are we talking about right now?
Thank you.
Keith Urban is Australian. What are we talking about?
Australian.
What are we talking about right now? Like y'all acting like you. Nah, she not really from Houston. She not from. They was like, okay, Keith Urban is not really from America.
Y'all love Keith Urban.
He's Australian. Like, you know, big up to Keith. I ain't got an issue with Keith, but if y'all gonna use that argument, at least she's from a state in America that's in the South. He is from Australia. Last time I checked.
Keith will do a duet with anybody. Now she do
Thank
it.
you.
If she do it with Keith Urban, I'm there for it.
Keith Urban's like, yo, you want me on something cool? What you need me? What you need me?
Listen, if she
what
do a
about
duet
Blake
with if she
Shelton?
do a duet with Garth Brooks, I'm Team Garth to the day I die.
Blake though. What about Blake though?
I love Blake.
I would
I
love
don't
that.
problem with Blake. I don't like his ex-wife. I don't know. Miranda is one I just could never get with.
Yeah, no. We don't need that.
We're fine. We're good. We're good on that.
I'd rather her do something with Gwen.
Thank you. Gwen would be fun. I don't need that to do that with. We good on Miranda.
Oh, she need to do something with Dan and Shay. I love Dan and Shay.
I have no idea who
I don't know who that is.
You need to listen to them. Listen to them.
So it's them.
Oh,
It's
you know
them.
who you
I
listen
thought
to?
okay. How you know it's a them?
It's two guys. They are awesome. You know who you need to listen to? I sent him your stuff. Sent you all his stuff before. He's country and rock. This guy Hardy.
Oh, okay. That's a good nick. I haven't listened to country music in a long time. That's why I just know the older artists.
I couldn't believe how much I like him. Like he's country and his rock is like almost like metal, but he works in a way that don't make sense. I literally sit there and listen to his whole album all the way through, and that didn't even make sense for me. Like I could have jumped to somebody's mosh. Like I really could have.
Y'all know what just popped in my head? Y'all know how Beyonce and Taylor Swift was touring at the same time? And then their movies came out at the same time? What if Taylor Swift remembers that she's country?
I knew you was going to say that. Throw her boots back on?
And put her boots back on.
Okay.
Angie not feeling that one.
Angelique ain't never going to be Team Taylor. No,
Too many white woman tears.
Yeah, I ain't want to comment. Y'all ain't finna have that Swifties over here in our comment section losing their mind. No, thank you.
No, ma'am, no, ham.
I don't like Taylor Swift's music like that. I did like the one when she was talking about crying on the floor. That's the only song that I really like.
Oh,
and look what you made me do.
Shiny.
But those aren't really country. Huh?
Shiny.
Oh, Lord. Don't do me like this. Don't do me like this. Don't say nothing with no red hair. Don't do it. Because I ain't ready.
You know I was going to say it. I was going to say it.
I already knew because I'm not
She got to do wrong with Reba. She got to do
Man, not her and Reba, I would just be done.
I have to be admitted into the. I need a room. Can I have 305, please?
I'd be like, I just wake up like, how did I get on the moon? How did I get on the moon?
And I can breathe. What?
For real. And I can still hear that song.
Nah, dude. I don't think I'm ready for that.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Because I was like I said, it's a few more weeks, so we'll eventually know what's gonna be what. Because the album's about to be out.
Doesn't do something with. Because this is what I will say, because I really am a country music fan. And some of the people I'm mentioning, like a Reba or a Dolly, like these are people who are very inclusive, I think. And Beyonce is known for dropping something and then working with people after the fact. Whatever she has done, I think she would do remixes, or she'll do a secondary, like a part B to a single. I think there's more to come afterwards.
Because just from what I know about these two singles, she might be. I could be wrong, but I think she's.
Could you hear 16 carriages with Reba's voice?
That'd be good. But it seems like she might be focusing on country, black women in country, like country artists. It seems like
she could.
It seems just from the two, the people she used in the two singles out already, and her focus is gonna be. She's pro-black, no matter what folks try to play with her and say.
What do you mean, two people? Did I miss something? Because it sounded like the songs was just her.
No,
it was just her.
No, I'm talking instrumental music. The people in the music, like playing, it's people playing, like one of the banjo
musicians.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all black women.
I know the banjo player in. Was 16 characters or Texas Hold'em? She's a well-known black banjo player. Like people do.
Have black people included,
but I'm saying I think she might be. I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying I know she has. I know her focus is a lot on promoting black people that are that, like, even like the house music people she used, I think a majority of them are black. So I'm not saying she's not ever going to do anything, or she's not going to do anything on this album. It seems like she's really trying to do, not even just, even if it's not all black, but people that a lot of people might not know. Like, we all know Dollar, we all know Reba, we all know. I think she just might be trying to pull people that people might not know.
We're just dreaming.
I didn't say you couldn't dream. I just was saying that it
but
seemed
I'm
like
just saying,
16
doing. Characters with Reba.
That would be
even with Carrie would be awesome.
Yep. Or Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, Kelly started off country.
She's more versatile. Kelly can do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, but actually, if you're gonna stay black, that lady Mickey Guyton that you listen to, her voice is beautiful. She's versatile too.
Mm-hmm. I liked her, and I liked, what's her name? Let me see if I can find it.
Brittany Spencer.
Yes, she's like the country Jasmine Sullivan to me.
I didn't think about that. She does sound like Jasmine Sullivan. Yeah.
I really like her.
She actually started off as I'm sure she still does sing gospel, but like a worship artist.
She sounded like it. Her, the Reese girl, she's really starting to like. I was like, is this?
She definitely is gospel. Yeah.
Oh, she is? Okay.
Yeah.
I liked her Seed song. The Seed song.
That Seed song is awesome. But I gotta send you the song Brittany Spencer. That's God Is Not Abusive. That song had me crying.
Oh, okay. Because I know that I saw her. Which one did I? Brittany Spencer did. I Got Time.
Yeah.
And I like those. I want to hear more from her. Oh, it's another now. Right when Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages came out, it was a Ford commercial with like 3 black country girls. I didn't know who they were, and it was Chapel Hart, because I didn't see them on America's Got Talent.
Me neither, but you know who gave them the stamp of approval was Queen Dolly.
I saw that. I saw that tweet that she did,
because they did a remake of Jolene, and she loved it. And I heard the remake, and it's good because they did.
It's good.
Have him Jolene.
Mm-hmm. Good. I really like them.
Yeah, and they're like bluegrass. They got twang. They're that old school sound.
I really like them.
Mm-hmm. They didn't sound like I anticipated, but you know what I love? They look modern, because you got the lady with the bald head that wears jewels on her forehead, and the one in the plus size one that wears very long weave, and then the other one wears her hair very natural. And I love that they didn't change their look.
Yeah.
It sounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Their harmonies is ridiculous.
But I'm gonna tell you, those old school country women, because when they did Jolene, Loretta Lynn came back and said, "I need you to redo one of my songs," and they did one for her too.
Oh, okay. Because I was just thinking about her. Then she just, never mind. I don't want.
Don't wish nobody out of here now.
I don't want to send nobody where they're not supposed to be.
All right. So actually, we just actually spoke of. So my last question was, can you give us at least one other female country artist that you like, who speaks to you? Well, I'll still ask it. Give us at least one female artist, country artist, who speaks to you, past or present. And start with Chantilly.
Reba and Carrie.
And why do you feel like they speak to you?
I just always I like Reba's personality. And I like her songs. I just always have. I can't explain it. She's like country Patti LaBelle to me. And Carrie, because I really rooted for her the whole time she was on the show. I was like, she gonna win. I know she gonna win. I was really rooting for her. And like the songs like Jesus Take the Wheel, and I'm about to cry just saying it. Yeah, but her songs really connect. So yeah.
Angelique?
I would probably say I would probably say Reba and Dolly.
Why?
I mean, I like Carrie. Don't get that wrong. I like Carrie. Reba, because outside of her songs, which just are amazing. I still think one of my favorite songs is the one she sang on the show to the baby. And that wasn't even one of her songs. I was like,
girl,
Reba,
you gonna make me watch
I was over here laughing, and now you got me over here about to cry, Reba.
Okay, that's what I said. I'm gonna have a lump in my throat again.
But I just like Shawty said, her like Reba's personality is just like I don't think I've ever heard anybody say anything bad about her. And she like her on the show seemed like that really was just her. Like she could be goofy, she's very much about her family, she could be feisty, like that's just it seemed like that's her. And Dolly, I like Dolly's music, of course. But I like Dolly never let what people thought she was. She never played into it. Like people thought she was just a dumb, busty blonde, and she was like, no. And she's one of the smartest. She's one of the smartest people in the industry. Like she just is. But because of how she looked, and she never tried to hide how she looked, and she was very aware of how she looked. She was like, people thought one thing, and like even people, when I saw like some old interviews, and I just was like, wow, you just gonna ask some kind of questions to her face? And so she never answered what she don't want to answer. She would give her little Dolly laugh and smile and keep it moving. And just the stuff she's done, like like in the world, like the I know she's donated books, she's just all kinds of stuff she's done that's just like, if you don't know, you don't know, because she doesn't talk about it. But if you follow her about it, you hear about it. It's just like, she's just an amazing person. She's just a very much amazing person. And that's why if people try to talk about Dolly, people are like, no.
Don't do it. Don't come from
no. Yeah, you're not going to talk about Dolly. Because she's just, you could, like, she's as real as she allows you to be. Because she's obviously not going to have you in her life more than she wants. But Dolly is Dolly. She's like, yep, I'll get work. Yes, I had this. Yes, and now what?
Yeah.
So, those two. Not even just when it comes to music, but those people I really like. I like them as people. Right. And I was like, ugh. And just so you know, Loretta Lynn did pass in 2022.
That's what I thought, because I didn't want to say that.
Yeah.
She's gone.
And I think one of the things that has to be said about Dolly that people don't talk about is she's been happily married for a very long time.
Yeah, I thought something happened.
I thought we stayed together though.
But it was a long time.
It was a long time.
Mm-hmm. And when you talk about crossing over music, she just decided to go rock last year.
Well, she said she
did some stuff with Miley.
And they asked her why, and she said, because I just decided to go rock.
Dang, can't she? Oh, because I know that people kept on, because she was getting accepted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and she was saying she didn't even know she should accept it because she wasn't rock and roll. So I guess she said, well, I'm gonna try some rock then, so it'll be authentic.
Yep.
Well, she said she wasn't rock and roll, but she also doesn't believe really in like lifetime achievement. She felt like that signifies like the end of your career, and she's like,
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
She still thinks she's a young whippersnapper.
She's almost 80 years old, but okay. All right, little bitty Dolly.
I think for me, it's Reba for me too. I just, there's something so beautiful and genuine about Reba that is just, she's like a member of your family. I have not heard anything negative about her, even when she went through her divorce, and she was married over 30 years. You didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear her say nothing. All I heard was Reba got divorced. I never heard her say, and that was her business partner, everything. I didn't hear her say one negative thing about him. The only thing she said was, "We just parted ways." That was the only thing I ever heard her say, and she went on about her business.
And that's probably the only thing you
and I
gonna
never
hear her
heard
say.
him say nothing about her. It was just he said, "I always love her, always respect her." I think that's so rare. Um, I watch her do concerts live now, and I see her still do fancy and stuff, and she still does it like the first time. One of the things I think is so beautiful about her that you don't even see about brand new artists is at the end of her show when she waves to the audience and bows, she still has a humility like almost I don't deserve this, and I'm just so happy that you all came. And you see people who they haven't been out 2 seconds and look like they too good to be out there, and she's still so grateful for every time that she gets to sing and perform. And I love seeing her interact with new artists. I love her speak about other artists, and she's always saying, "You're so good, you're so talented. It's an honor to perform with you." And she loves the business that she's in. She loves just performing. She loves act. Like she's just such a genuine person, and she's a devout Christian.
Yep.
She has a real relationship with God, and I remember seeing her talk to Loretta Lynn, and they were talking about having a cold glass of Coke because they didn't drink, and I thought that was the cutest thing, because I hear women in country talk about drinking whiskey, so but she's not judgmental that I've ever seen or heard, and I just think she's just such a beautiful person. So for me, it's Reba. Reba sings songs that make you feel. What's the one she does? Does he love you like he loves me, girl?
Oh.
Girl, she was the first R. Kelly with that song. Wasn't she singing? Wasn't she singing as her and the other girl? No, that was a duet.
Every time she's done that with a couple different females, but every time I've ever heard, she can make you feel jealousy, anger, love. Just when she makes you feel it, you're there. Like the words, the fancy are horrible, but I love the heck out of that song.
I didn't know that until I was an adult. I was singing that when we was little, like here's your watch, and then I'm like, listen to the songs, like the words, like, so your mom was some sort of a pimp.
Yeah. Is that what it was?
Pimptress?
Is this what we're saying? She sold you basically. Is that what you're saying? Dang, that's rough. I thought she was really just trying to make her mom proud when I was little.
I think
that's horrible.
But every time she performed it, I'm there for it. Like every time.
Yeah.
I was down on that, and then she does the dress change on the stage too. Like I mean, and the
you wait for the dress change. You just wait for the dress change.
You wait for it, and then the CMAs. I think it was 4 years ago. She did 2 dress changes on the stage. I was like, this chick 3 outfits on. Holy reason. But I think the other person who, outside of Dolly, I think for me, is Loretta Lynn, only because I mean, she's the coal miner's daughter. I mean,
yeah.
Just to know her story, and for me, it was the partnership with her and her husband. Like, dude, he loved the heck out of her. Like, he was just there, and she fought to be her. And she fought in a time when they wasn't trying to hear women sing, and she was just like, "That's all right, I'll do it." It's something sweet and precious about Loretta that I just always liked and thought she was a cool person. And I just think, I think I love Dolly for the same reasons that Angelique does. I think she's just fearless and phenomenal, but she's just Dolly. She ain't got to be nobody else but Dolly. She ain't asked nobody's permission to be that. And Dolly's, I think it's 9 kids in her family. It's a ton of them. And she's the baby. you know, she just, there's no prejudice bones in her body. Like when they did Joyful Noise, she loved, when I saw interviews, like she was all over Queen Latifah. She was like, this is the most phenomenal person. You know, I just think she just loves life. And so people so focused on her boobs, and I'm just like, y'all just missing the point with her.
Really?
So, you know, and she got them because she wanted them. She just cause. Like, you got the money, do whatever it is you want to do with them. But she's a huge philanthropist. She loves children, and giving. And, you know, we used to go to Pigeon Forge all the time. And I remember just how much that's where she's from, how much they love her there. And so when she built Dollywood, you know, that was a major thing, you know. So I think for me, those three women are special to me because they paved way for the Carries and you know, I could speak all day about the younger generation, but to me, those three women, we just wouldn't have females in country without those significant three women, you know. And, you know, of course, the Tammy Wynette's and the, I mean, country is country, but for me, they just mean a lot. And then of course, I appreciate, just as a woman of color, learning about Linda Martell and what she had to go through. And I appreciate Mickey Guyton for what she's doing for the younger Black women now, and holding the line. And like I said, being able to stand on stages where she's often still the only Black person there, and saying, I'll wear my natural hair and I'll sing about being Black. She's got a song called Black Like Me. She sang that at the Opry. Like, that's bold. To be fearless, I appreciate that. There's tons of little Black and brown girls who need her to be her. So I appreciate that. So that's it. That's where we're going to shut it down. I think we've had a great conversation about the Beyonce effect. I didn't want to focus on just Beyonce because I think it was more than that, but I wanted to look at the positive side of what's happened in the last month since those two amazing songs dropped, which I'm going to have to listen to again since we made this show today. But I encourage you all, our listeners, to listen to the list of artists that I mentioned. I will post those names and some more on our social media. Again, I'll be posting more videos of other female Black country artists specifically on our Facebook page, to be educated, be informed, and just listen. They're phenomenal artists, like, you know, and their music and their messages. And most of them are women of faith, you know, and that was something I've learned along the way too. So that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Any final messages before we go, Chantilly?
Yeah, it was one more girl that I found, and her name was Tanner Adele.
Okay.
And so she's country and is kind of, I don't want to say poppy, but she's her own thing. But that's what I can say. She's her own thing. But okay. Jayla really liked her.
Okay.
She's younger. She's on the younger side. But yeah, I didn't have anything else to say. I think we had a good discussion. I think we discussed everything that I wanted to talk about.
All right, Angelique.
No, I think I'm good. I'm ready to eat. It is later here than it is for y'all.
All right. Well, I'm going to go get me a good cowboy hat and some boots, because the Beyonce effect definitely has. That's the one thing I was going to mention, that Western wear sales have gone up in the last.
I'm not surprised. I'm so not surprised.
And I definitely am motivated to get me a hat and some boots, possibly some chaps, but a hat and some boots for sure.
At least the hat, sparkly, rhinestone, sequins, everything.
Yes. So the album drops at the end of this month, and we will be probably featuring some of the videos on our social media, the ones that we like. Definitely will be playing and pumping in my ears for the first couple days, if not weeks. It's gonna be on my Spotify. You know, on Spotify, when you play a song for a while, it starts showing you the songs you listen to. I think my whole Spotify list is about to change at the beginning of April.
Yes.
So, that being said, thank you so much for letting our family be your family, and we look forward to chatting it up with you all in the next 2 weeks. Have a great night. Now you